Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one of the founders of Premier Business School, Mr. Ngoni Alex Robbins.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Are you well? I welcome you all to the 2022 Prize Giving Day celebrations. This evening is strictly for celebrations, and it is a time for us to set the bar high as we celebrate our students' performance. Since the inception of Premier Business School in 2012, we have always focused on offering quality tuition to our students. We have always wanted to set ourselves apart from everyone else. But before I continue, I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the presence of our special guests. Our guest of honor for tonight, the Auditor General of Zimbabwe, Mrs. Mildred Chiri, we welcome you. We recognize your presence. The head of ACCA Zimbabwe, Mr. Tekshua Famba, we welcome you. Members of the media fraternity, parents, relatives and friends, ACCA students, affiliates and members. We welcome you to this special event where we want to celebrate the success of our students that worked so hard during a very difficult time. Allow me to also welcome the Premier Business School management, staff, and our tutors. I welcome you. Ladies and gentlemen, our theme has been from nowhere to the top, because PBS arose from nowhere, and our aim has always been to go to the top. We've always aimed to be the brand of choice. After seeing the quality of education offered to ACCA students in and around Africa, we decided to challenge the status quo and be the pace setters. There were giants that were already in this space, but they were caught sleeping. Since then, our drive and ambition has been to conquer Africa and to conquer the world. We want to get to the top, and we want to be the tuition provider of choice. This is possible with our incredible team of the admin staff, tutors, employers, and all our partners. We think we will grow together to achieve this dream. On behalf of Premier Business School, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude and a special thank you to our strategic partners who have made this dream possible. A special mention goes to ACCA for the unwavering support that you've given us since 2012. We also want to thank you, PNA Chartered Accountants, who have shown an example by supporting their trainees to ensure that they finish their qualification timeously. We thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Premier Business School celebrates 13 years of service today. The school is proud of a number of significant milestones that we have achieved along the way. We were the pioneering college in Zimbabwe to be awarded the ACCA Gold Tuition Provider status by ACCA Global in 2013. This is after they had recognized the hard work that everyone involved with Premier Business School had put to improve the results in this country. The school went on to become the first and only tuition provider in Zimbabwe to be awarded the most sought after ACCA Platinum Tuition Provider status in 2015. A position the school has managed to defend to date. In the same year, we introduced the revolutionary 2-in-1 first ever A-level plus ACCA diploma program. Through this program, Cambridge A-level commercial students concurrently sit for the ACCA diploma in accounting and business studies. I'm excited to report that the program has been a resounding success with a significant pass rate. We have some of our A-levels from last year with us today, and we want to celebrate with them. We want to commend them for a lot of hard work that they put in throughout the year 2022. The program is a very demanding program with no holidays. It's a year of serious work. And these students put in a lot of effort to achieve something that people thought would never be achieved. They soldiered on through 2022 and made us and our parents very, very proud. And for that, we are very grateful and want to thank them for working so hard. We have consistently produced the highest number of ACCA graduates in Zimbabwe. We are also the only ACCA strategic partner in Zimbabwe and in Africa. In 2018, our students participated in the regional CA4 case study competition in South Africa. I'm glad to announce that out of over 400 teams that participated, PBS team made it to the top 3. I thought I was going to hear a round of applause. The competition had teams from all over Africa and all over the world. Teams came from Germany, from Europe, different countries. But our PBS team made it to the top 3. In 2018, we also became the first ACCA tuition provider in Africa to offer online learning in partnership with our partner, SCANS. We supported over 5,000 students from across Africa during the COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic ravaged our communities and we lost loved ones. But we all still pushed through our studies and achieved under such difficult circumstances. Congratulations to you, our ACCA comrades, for showing such great determination and commitment. They say the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. I'm confident that our strategic focus will provide long-term, sustainable, favorable position for the school. One of our main objectives is to be the most sought-after business school in Zimbabwe, in Africa, and beyond. ACCA has introduced computer-based exams in most markets, Zimbabwe included. Our online platform allows our students to practice exams in an environment that mirrors the actual examination. Employers now require industry-ready finance professionals. And as Premier Business School, we want to play our part in producing graduates that are industry-ready. We want to play our part in producing graduates with the requisite skills required by employers. To help with this, we run training programs for grooming, Excel training, and other soft skills needed for the business world. This we do to try and make sure that our trainees will be separated from the rest when they go into the business world. Our resolve to achieve customer satisfaction through providing quality tuition remains. Hence the introduction of quality checks on different aspects of our tuition delivery process. This has immensely contributed to the high pass rates and high retention rates that we currently enjoy. However, I would like to take this opportunity to assure our PBS partners of our relentless efforts to improve on areas highlighted through our feedback forums. We anticipate that these progressions will add value to our customers. However, notwithstanding the challenging business environment, the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, I extend my sincere gratitude to the business community for investing in the training and development of its finance personnel. As I quote from Mahatma Gandhi, your future depends on what you do today, close quote. The need to invest in the training and development of human capital is a significant strategic matter for business. It is an area of competitive advantage. Whilst I acknowledge the efforts made to this end, I must say we can do more. Many of our students are not receiving the necessary support in their studies from the companies they work for, resulting in some of these students not completing their qualifications due to resource challenges. As part of its corporate social responsibility, PBS has set up a fund to avail tuition fees for deserving students. To date, the school has paid tuition fees, exam fees, and provided materials for several students, some of whom have now become members. However, we think if we partner with the corporate world, the impact will be much bigger and better, and will produce more qualified chartered accountants who will go and do very well in the community. As I close, I would like to extend a special thank you to Premier Business School management, to staff, to our tutors, for your commitment and dedication. The last 2 years were very difficult, but you continued to be committed to the cause, to produce ethical, qualified, chartered accountants who will make a difference in the industry and in our community. Our future is looking bright. Our achievements are significant, and together we can create the desired outcome. Together we can produce top quality chartered accountants who will carry the brand forward. I urge us to remain resilient in pursuing goals that we have set as a team as we journey to the top. I thank you.
Before we hear a poem from Premier Business School students, I'd like to invite Coach Taff to coach us into the future one more time. Please welcome Coach Taff as he comes to inspire us to desire and all that stuff. Yeah, Coach Taff.
Well, thank you so much, DJ Mox. He was also once my student. You didn't tell them, bruh? Yeah, there we go. I am, yeah, you keep getting expelled. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very excited that now I'm in my element. I'm wearing my hat because my mom thinks it's really cool, so I don't care what you guys think. And I'm wearing a dress because in 20 days, I'm going to be in India to receive my second international award in coaching, so I'm pretty excited. I feel like this is like a warm-up to my trip, and so I want to celebrate everyone who's winning an award tonight. Let's give them a big round of applause. I want to share a number of stories, and I pray that you'll be able to pick up a number of points in terms of what you'd like to do with your life and going forward. Ladies and gentlemen, a number of years ago, I wrote a book called Exit Your Excuses. And a lot of people don't understand why I wrote that book, and I'm not afraid to share why, because it is what has made me the man I am. In 2004, we lost our son, and I named him Kudakwashe. I won't dwell too much on that. He was only 110 days old. On page 66 of this book called Exit Your Excuses, I write, "Of all tearful things, written or spoken, the saddest are these. He had such potential, what a waste." These are things that I never want to hear of myself. And I'm excited that I'm going to make it to heaven, because I'm going to tell many stories of the man that I became. And many of these stories are stories of my life and stories that I've heard and learned or taught. And I want to share some of these stories so that hopefully it will not be said of you that he had such potential. What a waste. A story is told of a 12-year-old, and this story is really, really tugging on my heart. And this 12-year-old goes with their parents, as it was their custom, to a feast. And when they got there, they enjoyed themselves, and then they left. And a day later, they discovered that the 12-year-old wasn't amongst them. And so they searched around, and they decided to go back. And then on day 3 is when they found this young man seated among coaches like yours truly. And what is exciting is that it was spoke of him that they were in awe, they were awestruck by his intelligence and understanding, that the questions that he was asking were of such value and were of such brilliance that everybody could not understand that a young man of his age could do these things. But his mom walks up to him and says, why have you been a disgrace? Where have you been? We've had to come back all this way. And I love his response. His response was, did you not know that I was about my father's business and that I was consumed by him? Tonight, my first question is, what is consuming you? On whose business are you on? How do we know? I'm going to park that story for a moment because I love the end. The end says he then went and he grew in wisdom, in stature, and in favor from men. My theme this year is I'm seeking favor from men. You know, as Christians, we like to seek favor from God only. There's favor from men. So I'm going to go to the last story. and tell you what has made me the man that I am. I've received awards upon awards. I've got to a place where people say to me, so Taff, come on, when are you going to give up these awards? I'm going to tell you why I will not stop collecting those. Another story is told of a very rich man who called his 3 lieutenants, and he sent them and said, listen guys, I'm going to go on a trip. You 5,000 gold coins, you my friend 2,000, and you 1,000. And so he went on his trip. I read it again when I sat on my table today. And he says the one with the 5,000 immediately put that money to work trading, and he doubled it, and he did 10,000. And then I won't worry about what happened. I want to go quickly to the story of this rich man coming back. And he comes back, and they give an account, sir. 10,000, 5,000, 10,000, and the response is amazing. Well done, good and faithful servant. You've done very well, and he's given a reward. Go and enter into your rest. That's the first story I want to talk about. Please say to the person next to you, to your right, I want what you have. Say to the person to your left, I want what you have. You want what I have? Ladies and gentlemen, the world we live in is a world when you receive those accolades. As we celebrate you, and I've been there before, is that it is exciting. It puts a bounce in your step. Yet there's somebody watching you and saying, I want what you have. And so the story goes to the guy with the 2,000, same story, and he's rewarded and he's told to enter his rest. I want to bring to your attention that this guy with the 5,000 did not go anywhere, but the one with the 2,000 left. And then the report came in with the guy with the 1,000. He says, you know what, master, I knew you were a hard man. And so I hid my $1,000. I dug a hole, and as you've given me, I return to you. And rich man was very, very disappointed, to the extent that he expelled him and told him to go and anguish. I read that word. Go and anguish. Make sure he goes and anguishes elsewhere. And I said, I pray my children never get fired, because its meaning is that you're supposed to go and anguish elsewhere. And so, before he was told to go out, the rich man then says, this is the part I don't get. He says, give that 1,000 to that one who has converted the 5,000 to 10,000. Ladies and gentlemen, I have seen over and over again people who have got gifts, who've got talents, who have got skills that sit on their potential, and other people are waiting to grab their blessings because they want what you have. To those who are winning awards tonight, we celebrate you. But we want you to know that we want what you have. We want what you're getting. And we're coming after you. We celebrate you today, but tomorrow is a new day. That your victories are only an indication of what you did in the past. Let's meet in the present. That when you go out after tonight, your season of glory is only up to sunrise. And so don't relax. Don't get comfortable, because we're coming after you, and we're coming to get what you have. That's the story I have of someone who's dying to succeed, builds on success. Someone who wants to go somewhere else, an extra mile, builds on the extra mile that they did. See, a lot of people ask me, Taff, you spend a lot of time talking to people. What is the secret to success? I finally figured it out. It's progress. It's not arriving. And so, as we celebrate those who are winning awards tonight, we say congratulations, and you choose either to go and bask in your glory or to fold your arms, or we're going to meet in the marketplace. For those who are here to celebrate others, we're thankful for your support. But I pray that inside of you, you're thinking about what it is that you want and that you too can go after it. Thank you.
Give it up for Coach Taff. Wow. Coming up now, let's hear from Kimberly Foya. She's a Premier Business School student today, but tonight she is our poet. Please welcome Kimberly Foya.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kimberly Foya. I'm going to be doing a poem inspired from a meme that I saw when I decided to take up ACCA as a qualification. So I saw the meme. It read, "He said he would return after doing ACCA. He never did." Okay. In the journal of my every memory, I remember clearly every entry. When he debited my love to thee, as I credited my love to him endlessly. It was a match made to go down history. But all that ended tragically when he looked at me sincerely and said, "I will return after doing ACCA." I'm still waiting for that day, sadly. A bittersweet goodbye it was indeed, because to me, he was like a loyal steed. We truly made business carefully, with endless commitment and liability, like co-partners managing diligently, which is why it leaves me questioning. What was it about ACCA that made him not return back to me promptly? After years and years of waiting patiently, I decided to get up and fulfill my own destiny. An auditor, I hope to be. Confidentiality, objectivity, and integrity. Some of the very few qualities you ought to be. Integrity will be my strongest suit. I'll take no interest in the loot. So for now, I am studying efficiently to be qualified and meet my love again in the industry. Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. Wow. At first, have you ever heard of an accounting poem? Like, honestly, I've never heard of one, like an accounting poem. Thank you so much, Kimberly Foya. That's a first for me as well. All right. Right now, we have our guest of honor, and it's really, really important and amazing to have such an individual here, because these are the people who are partners and also oversee Premier Business School's processes as a platinum learning partner of ACCA. So I'd like to right now invite to the podium and please welcome her to the stage, Ms. Mildred Chiri, the Auditor General.
Thank you, Mr. DJ. The head of ACCA Zimbabwe, Mr. Tekshu Afamba, the Managing Director of African Century Bank, Mr. Stanley Matiza, the Managing Partner of PNA Chartered Accountants, Mr. Shepard Nondofa, members of the media fraternity, Premier Business School management, staff and students, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you all. I feel privileged and humbled to be your guest of honor for the 2022 Premier Business Finance Awards tonight. Since their inception in 2016, the awards have not only presented a platform to recognize, acknowledge, and reward students and accounting professionals for their unrelenting efforts and commitment, but have become synonymous with other established awards in Zimbabwe. Before I go any further, let me start by congratulating tonight's award recipients. Congratulations and well done. This is no mean achievement. It's a great feat. The ACCA qualification will take you to places you never imagined you could reach. Allow me to quote one of my favorite inventors of all time, Thomas Edison, and I quote, "Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up." It is pleasing to note that the people receiving tonight's awards have chosen to pursue their goals against all odds. Tonight, we celebrate their success stories. Would you have ever imagined that a boy with a hearing impairment from Nova Scotia would one day be dubbed America's greatest investor? Thomas Edison did not only invent electricity, but also several mass communication devices, including the cinema as we know it today. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, let us learn a few fundamental points from Mr. Edison. Point number 1, do not give up. Point number 2, your dedication and commitment towards your desired goals will influence your outcome. Point number 3, it takes perseverance to be a mover and a shaker. Point number 4, you also can achieve your God-intended purpose with the right mindset. Some people also say your attitude determines your altitude. To succeed in their chosen role, one has to be willing to take action. Successful people take action, and they also take risks. As they say, life is a gamble. If you do not take action and some level of risk, you achieve nothing. People who end up being successful do not give up despite the circumstances. As a finance professional, I concur that successful people do what unsuccessful people are unwilling to do. We are just coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic that devastated the world, but you still found time to continue your studies under challenging circumstances. You are warriors. Successful people do not wait until the storm is over and come for them to act. As the Bible says, those who observe the wind do not sow. So successful people act or strike even in a VUCA environment where the circumstances are volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. This is what our award winners have done. Let me take a few minutes to address tonight's winners. Though it is important to have a strong desire to complete your qualification, the extent of your determination and commitment to an unrelenting pursuit of your studies will set you apart. I urge you to be committed to excellence as an aspiring finance professional. We have seen many scandals in the private and public sectors, some of which were perpetrated by qualified accountants. We don't expect that from you as a product of Premier Business School. We expect you to be good ambassadors and to carry the flag of our school very high. The playing field is not level, but takes a resilient and focused individual with a good value system to harness opportunities as they present themselves to your advantage. These opportunities will act as enablers in your professional journey. I would therefore like to appeal to all finance professionals to conduct business with integrity. I love what Warren Buffett said in one of his speeches. Mr. Buffett highlighted that when organizations hire, though they generally look for three qualities: integrity, intelligence, and energy, which is your drive, integrity is the most fundamental. Ladies and gentlemen, Warren Buffett, who is fondly known as the Michael Jordan of Wall Street, is not only a multi-billionaire, but an astute investor. He attributes his success to several factors, including his ability to conduct business integrally and ethically. Integrity and ethics should be the backbone of any accounting professional. Without integrity and ethics, you cannot be a successful accountant or finance person. The profession requires high levels of discipline, and without integrity, it is almost impossible for you to achieve sustained success. Stephen Covey, in his famous book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, emphasizes that successful people have integrity. As an alumni of Premier Business School, I feel honored to be a part of this event and to recognize your hard work and effort. Go out there and be ethical accountants with integrity. Corruption kills both yourself and the country. Don't be involved in corrupt activities that jeopardize your career and do not aspire to acquire wealth at any cost. In closing, I would like to again extend some heartfelt congratulations to all of our winners tonight. I say the sky is the limit. Dare to make a difference and take charge of your future. The future can only be bright for those willing to take chances. The journey to the top will not be easy, but be resilient and ethical. Behave professionally and continue to uphold the ACCA values. Remember not to bring the accounting profession into disrepute. I also urge you not to sit on your laurels now that you have acquired your ACCA qualification. You should continuously update yourselves with changes and developments in the profession. Life is a journey of lifelong learning. We expect to see doctors and professors from you a few years down the line. Yes, you can do it. I wish you every success in all your future endeavors. And once more, congratulations, Makorokoto Amhlophe. I thank you.
Another round of applause for our guest of honor. Thank you so much once again for joining us today for the Premier Business School prize-giving dinner for the class of 2022. Now we are about to have our prize-giving ceremony. You can also tell a friend that you're on TV because we are streaming live on Heart and Soul TV. Many thanks to the team, Blessing, and your squad. Right, the Premier Business School class of 2022, first category, A-level program or A-level certificates, Business and Technology, Titus Mchini.
just want to say something very touching about this young man here. So when I met him, he was washing cars at a car sale along Seke Road. After passing his A-levels with 18 points, he couldn't proceed with his education. And so somehow I bumped into him and I spoke to him about ACCA, and he said, no, I'd be interested in doing ACCA. So he is one of the students that we spoke about that we were taking through the foundation. And I'm glad to say that in the last 18 months, he has managed to pass all his subjects and is only left with one. Wow. It's amazing and touching. And I want to say that where this young man lives, Gazebo, you know it. So during COVID, we could not do face-to-face classes. And he had to join the classes online from there. The network was terrible, but he worked so hard and he never failed an exam up until today. Well done, young man.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's always tough to be given this task because a lot of big voices have spoken. And when Mox came in and said, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, I was like, how am I going to pull out this one? When Tafatswa came through, he blew the roof. And I also was wondering, how will I pull out this one? But here we are. I hope you spend a few more minutes to listen to what I have to say for the next few minutes, and appreciate those who have graced this occasion. It is an honor to be that person who has to bring the people that have graced this occasion to stand, and we appreciate them. In that regard, I wish to ask Mrs. Chiri to please stand and where she is. I know we have seen her throughout the evening, and she has done a lot of officiating in the evening. May we please give a round of applause. As I ask her to sit, I'll say a few words about her. Personally, my Chiri is a mother figure who stands to inspire, to guide us, and to lead us in our professional career. One person who, when called upon, does not hesitate to give her support. At PBS, my Chiri has always kept us warm in her wings. It is not the first time that she has graced our occasions. She has always, and I hope will always support us at PBS. We thank you and are always grateful for your support. May you continue with us. Your support is treasured and engraved in the history of our lives and the history of our institution. Thank you, my Chiri. The award ceremony, which is, I think, a lot of us have celebrated. Some people have the burden of having to hire trucks to carry presents and prizes home. Titus. Is a moment to reflect on the great feat achieved by the men and women, boys and girls at PBS. Your achievement is ours, and we thank you for your hard work. Not only did you put yourselves on the map, but in so doing, you did raise the PBS flag high, and that of ACCA too. May you go and represent us well in the world. I wish to thank all the participants and all the prize winners for a sterling job in the year and for raising the flag for the college. I also wish to obviously thank those who tagged along. Sometimes it's not everyone who wins, but those that have been in support are also acknowledged. And all those people that have and continue to raise the flag of PBS, we thank you. I wish to thank those who officiated. Mr. Stanley Matiza, thank you, sir. And also for raising the flag. He won that first prize for law. And indeed, ACCA is a qualification for all of us. It's never too late. There are people like Miss Chiri. When she came to class, I looked at her and I said, what do I say to my mother? But here we are. We went through that passage and we acknowledge her as a member and as our senior. Mr. Famba, thank you so much for always being there. The ACCA office is the bedrock of our activities at Premier Business School, and we do truly treasure your support and your presence in our activities. Thank you, sir, and thank you on behalf of the people at Westgate office. We do thank you. I wish to thank the PBS staff and the lecturing staff. Day in, day out, the PBS doors and offices are open to welcome all of you, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, into our classrooms for lectures. Someone is keeping those classrooms clean. Someone is studying and making sure that when you come in, you have the best experience and the best lectures. Someone is making sure administratively things are well maintained and well kept for you to enjoy and focus on your studies. Thank you, Team PBS. Well done, and let's continue to pursue that journey. I will not leave here without acknowledging Mr. Tafadzwa, Mr. Mox. You gave me a challenge, you gave me goosebumps with the big voices. I wish to be like you. But in closing, it's late, we have to be winding down. I wish to leave you guys with a few quotes from today. As I close, the Managing Director, Mr. Alex Robbins, said, a lot can be achieved. When you focus, great strides can be achieved. A lot can be achieved, and in everything that we do, we need to make sure that we have one thought at a time, one task at a time, one day at a time. The results and goals will surely be significant, and that's what he said. The results will be significant. Well done, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you to all. Have a pleasant evening.